Can I touch her? Hey, I'm Sapphire. Want to hear something scary? Paris, the city of lights. But what happens after the lights go out? In today's chapter, I will be telling a true story from my friend Leia, whose grandpa lived in a flat in France. In 2001, 14-year-old Leia, her brother, his girlfriend, and their parents traveled to Paris, France to visit Leia's grandfather. He lived alone in a 3-bedroom flat, a block away from the Luxembourg Gardens. The apartment was covered in antiques, from old paintings to vintage furniture. Her grandfather loved collecting items with a history. Leia and her mother stayed in one of the bedrooms together. Their first night in that room, her mother fell asleep before her. Once her snoring had stopped, she began whimpering. It looked as if she was crying in her sleep. Leia wasn't sure what to do, but it looked like her mother was hurting, so she lightly tapped her on the shoulder. She woke up with a gasp, assured Leia that she was fine, and went back to sleep. On the second night, Leia was awoken by what felt like an earthquake. She tried to turn to her mom to ask her if she felt it too, but she couldn't move. She could see her mom right next to her in the corner of her eye, but no matter how hard she struggled, she couldn't move her head. She tried to scream, but nothing came out. After what felt like hours, Leia was awoken again by her mother nudging her shoulder. Leia's brother and his girlfriend, Jen, stayed in a different room. Jen was a very devout Catholic. She wore a cross around her neck and wrapped one of her purses with a large rosary. One night during the trip, she woke up and saw a blonde woman standing over her. Jen couldn't move. After minutes of struggling, she woke up, clutching the cross around her neck. The blonde woman was nowhere to be found. She sat up to catch her breath and looked over at her purse. The rosary had been removed. The next morning, everybody met in the living room while Leia's grandfather prepared breakfast in the kitchen. Jen was looking at some of the decor in the room and gasped. She pointed at a small painting hanging on the wall. That woman. I saw that woman in my dream last night. Leia and her mother walked over to the painting. Oh my God, I saw her too. The first night we were here, I woke up in the middle of the night and she was in our room. She was standing over you and said, "Can I touch her?" And I kept trying to tell her no, but I couldn't move. And then you woke me up. I think I saw her too, Leia said. I was brushing my hair in front of that old vanity in our room, and it started to feel like someone was standing behind me. The mirror is a little splotchy, but I could have sworn I saw a face slowly start to form in the mirror, but I ran out of there before I could find out. Leia's grandfather walked in carrying a tray with coffee. Grandpa, who's the woman in this painting? Oh, that's Marie. She owned this place before passing away a few years ago. The room that you and your mother are sleeping in was hers, actually. Why do you ask? They decided not to tell him about their experiences since he lived alone and they didn't want to scare him. Later that day, Leia and her family began to pack their things and prepare for their flight home. Her grandfather pulled her aside and said, "I want to show you something." She followed him into a room where he pulled out a beautiful jewelry box. Inside was a collection of intricate ivory hair pieces and combs. Do you want them? I feel like you'd really like them. They belong to Marie. Please, take them. His insistence weirded her out a little bit, and she politely declined. After that trip, Leia's mother came up with a theory that Marie really took a liking to Leia, and it was probably her who was subconsciously telling her grandpa to give her the jewelry box as a parting gift. So, the next time they visited the flat, her mother spoke to Marie. "Hi, we're here. Look, we enjoy visiting, but we won't come back if you keep doing things to scare us." And ever since then, no one in the family experienced anything strange in that house. Marie seems like a harmless spirit, but it is sort of odd how everyone in Leia's family had a terrifying episode of sleep paralysis while staying in that house. Do you think Marie was causing it? Or was this all just a big coincidence? Thanks to Leia Sportis for sharing this story with me. Like this video if it gave you the chills, and don't forget to subscribe to Snarled and check out our other videos. And if you dare to follow me, my links are in the description below. Until next time, sweet dreams.